welcome to today's relaxing run. Today we are in Bourne Woods in Surrey. And on this run I'm just going to go at a nice gentle pace, so let's get going. So this video is just for relaxing. If you're feeling stressed or you just want to go on a nice gentle virtual run on the treadmill. Today I'm just going to go at a nice gentle pace and just chat about things as I think about them. Nothing in particular, but just a nice relaxing pace and gentle conversation. If you want, feel free to use this as a sort of running meditation video, which is essentially what the aim of this run is today anyway. I'm not sure how far I'm going to run today, so we'll just make it up as we go. I haven't run for a week, so it's an ideal run just to take it easy on. If you are using this as a sort of meditation run, then any background sounds you hear, including the sound of my voice, just listen to them and let your brain just figure out what it means. Not that really it actually has any meaning. Just enjoy the sounds and sights on this December day. Today it's the 15th of December. I've just dropped some people off at Gatwick Airport, and I thought I'd stop here for a run on the way back. As you can see, there's plenty of mud to go around on this run, so it's going to be getting a bit muddy today, I think. So I actually live about a 2-hour drive from here. The reason I chose to run specifically in these woods, apart from the fact that they're really nice, is because, at least until a few years ago, I used to come and train with a coach called Julian Goater. He's an ex-international, GB international long distance runner. His speciality was 5 and 10k. He's still in the top 10 all-time UK men's list for 5 and 10k. I think it was about 13:15, 13:10, something like that for 5k. And I think it was about 27.5 minutes for 10k, something along those lines. But he does coach you now, and I used to, when I was a bit fitter, used to come and do sessions with him, and he lives close to here, and we would use these woods to do the sessions. And even though I've run around them many times before, we'd always take a different route, so I don't know the woods that well, to be honest. I know roughly where I'm going, but I don't know all of the paths, all of the different paths and trails and how far they are. But if I can find the places while I'm on this run, I'll show you a few interesting places. Some of them where I've trained, and one or two others where some very famous movies have been filmed. I know that they use these woods to film a lot of movies, but the ones I know of that they filmed here are Gladiator and Harry Potter. So if you've seen any of those two films, chances are we might come across one of the film sets during this run today. I'm not really sure what happened there, but my GoPro seemed to have crashed, so I've had to reboot it. Hopefully it's recording okay now. I have had a few problems with it over the past week. I thought it was the memory card, but I formatted it, so perhaps not. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we going to go? Let's go this way. So it's nice to get out in nature and be away from everything. If you're watching this and you're stressed or anxious, or you feel overwhelmed, give yourself some time, time, to just sit back, watch this, forget about everything else, just visualize yourself being here, the smell of that fire over there, imagine that, and listen to the birds. Remember, we waste a huge amount of energy on anxiety and stress when, in reality, most of the things we worry about never come to pass anyway. And it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. This is kind of a new one for me because when I used to do Julian sessions, they were hard sessions, and I would spend, pretty much the entire session feeling, well, what's a nice way of saying it? Pretty much wanting to fall on the floor and collapse, kind of feeling like I was going to die, not literally, but in a sort of nice way. Oh, a squirrel there, look. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. And the Julian sessions were great, and I need to try and get fit and do some of those again properly. If we run past some of the places that I do, or I have done, some of the sessions, I'll explain to you what we used to do, and hopefully we'll spot some of those locations where they filmed some of the movies. I've been feeling very anxious and stressed recently for a myriad of things, really, but being able to do something like this, to get out, I mean, okay, I'm very unfit today and this jog doesn't feel as easy as it should do. But I'm still able to get out and do it, and running is freedom. If you're privileged enough like me to be able to come to places like this, even if they're not as beautiful, you're able to go outside and put one foot in front of the other, even if it's walking, then that's freedom. And while you're out there doing that, enjoy it and take yourself away from the rest of the things going on around you. Take yourself away from reality. Bring yourself back to nature. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking for a bit and let's enjoy the scenery and sounds. let's carry on this way. Oh, another squirrel. So my GoPro crashed again, and this time it was after 9 minutes again. So the first time it crashed, it was 9 minutes. And the second time was 9 minutes, so okay, well, there goes my theory of 9 minutes out of the window, because just as I was saying that, it crashed again, and that was about 1.5 minutes of recording. So I don't know what's going on. It seems like it's going to keep crashing randomly, so I'll try and record as much as possible, but I have no idea what the end result's going to be. Let's enjoy it where we can. I don't actually recognise this trail. I've probably been down it before, but I'm not really sure, so let's go down here and see where it takes us. Bit of an adventure as well. And the nice thing about these trails is they're all really soft and sandy. I don't know if the sand was here naturally or if they put it down, but it's nice to run on. Okay, let's go up here. See, this is all sand here. Okay, let's go down here. even in the winter, these woods are beautiful. Quite undulating, which is great for training, and great for all of the scenery, and also great for film making. Oh, okay, I know where I am. Okay, so actually this is the location of one of my killer hill sessions. Excuse me. So this hill I'm slowly jogging up right now is one of the harder sessions I've done with Julian. So back there where we turned right, or left actually, that's where I started, and we'd have to run an effort quite fast because it starts off almost flat, then it gets steeper, and as you come up here, the lactic starting to build. Let me show you this view, it's nicer. And this bit here really burns. We'd get to the top, jog back down to just back there, and turn around and immediately sprint back up again, jog back down and do that one more time. So we would do one long effort, something like a minute and a half of running, and then two short 20 to 30 second bursts of power and speed. I don't know if you can tell, but it is quite steep, so even jogging feels quite tiring. So yeah, we'd get up to about here-ish, up to up to here, and turn around, sprint back up, turn around, sprint back up. Let's go around here, let's have a look at the top. We did 6 of those in the session, and that's probably one of the toughest sessions I've done. With Julian anyway. Yeah, much nicer up here, isn't it? I've never been through here before. With Julian, we tend to stick to those wider paths back there because he follows you on a bike. Now, of course, in his prime, he'd have had no trouble at all keeping up, but he's a bit older now, so it's much more convenient to be on the bike. So this time we've got nearly 5 minutes of recording so far, so that's good. Where are we going? Let's have a look down here. Not sure if this is the path, but let's try anyway. So, as I'm recording this, current status is that I'm extremely unfit, unfortunately, since the Bristol 10k, which I didn't really train very well for. I've lost a lot of that fitness as well. I've got 4 weeks to myself now, and I'm hoping to focus on training and try and get as fit as I can. It may sound strange, but I really miss being fit. I miss the feeling of being able to go for a run, and like a run like this, when you're fit, feels like a piece of cake. It feels like a walk in the park. It doesn't feel hard now, but it doesn't feel easy. It feels kind of sluggish. So and just doing a steady run where you go out and do 6-7 miles, quite a nice strong pace, but you're under control. You're not gasping for air, you know. Okay, well, I'm not going to go down there, that's too steep. Let's turn around. Let's make our way back over this way. The other thing is that I don't know if any of you watching this might have watched it, but for Halloween I made a horror film. Something completely different that I don't normally do. I've never done before. But I actually quite enjoyed it, and after making it I had the idea of making a second and third part to it. And if you have seen it, I know it looks like I die at the end, but well, the next one's coming out soon and you'll see that perhaps I don't, you know. So but I filmed the second part of it, which is actually going to be based at night time, and that one I think is probably going to be slightly more, if you found the first one a bit creepy, I think this one's going to be even more creepy. It's much more like a Blair Witch movie. And not that you see anything, you don't see anything, because there's nothing to see, because I was filming on my own. I just went out on my own with my cameras, filmed it all using tripods and things and torches. And there's also a third part, which I think, thinking about it, is actually going to probably be the best one, because it's sort of, I've created a narrative for it, and the third one will sort of wrap it all up and explain what's going on. Let's go down here. And that one's in the morning, well, it's supposed to be in the morning, in woods a bit like these actually, but they're the woods are near me. They're Stock Hill Woods, which are about 20-minute drive from my house. And I filmed about half of it so far, but I need to film the other half, and I want to do that soon for a couple of reasons. One is because my hair's getting longer, and the whole thing is supposed to occur over the space of a day or 24 hours. So if my hair suddenly grows from one film to the other, it's not going to look right. The other reason is because it's getting colder and colder, and it's supposed to be early autumn. That's when it's set, or mid-autumn, and it's actually December. But because the woods that I'm filming the third part in are like this, let's go down here. I have no idea where this goes. Because of that, I'm able to make it look like it's space, well, because everything's green still, so it looks like it could be August for all you know. Except the only problem is it's actually really cold when you film it, so I have to wear a coat and take it off every time I do a shot. But the other reason I want to finish it is just really because I just want to get the footage done so I can actually edit it and publish it. But for the last bits I need to film, I need some help from some friends. Well, okay, well, let's go down here then. That does mean we're going to have to go up a hill again, but can't really avoid that around here. Because there's a couple of scenes I want to film where I need the camera to be dynamic and move in response to me. Hard to really explain, but if you do ever watch it when it's finished, you understand what I mean. I didn't plan to make more horror films after that. That was just really a one-off. Okay. think I know where I am now, actually. Yeah, I've run down here many times before during a warm-up and cool-down. Okay, let's get back into the woods. I also filmed during autumn. I went to 3 locations. 2 of them were actually just walking visits where we walked around the gardens, and the 3rd one was where I went to record a virtual run, but recorded the autumn colours, some nice reds and yellows and things. Fortunately, it was cast over like this during the first 2 days up here. But luckily, on the 3rd day, it was sunny. I'm planning to make a sort of there isn't really a narrative to it, but I'm planning to make a sort of short film with that footage. I wore the same, so on the first 2 visits, I actually wore my running kit. And every time I recorded me, I just put the camera down and ran past it for 20 seconds. But in fact, I wasn't actually on a run. But hopefully once I sequence it together, it should look like a continuous run, and the 3 days should sort of merge into one. I'm going to add music to it and just be much more cheery video than the horror films I made. There's no story to it, it's just really trying to show off the beauty of autumn. Okay, let's I'm not sure, I can't remember where this goes. Let's go down here. I think this is about 16 minutes so far, so we're doing quite well considering how the first couple of clips ended up. So hopefully my GoPro will just keep recording now until the end, or until the battery runs out. Okay, let's go down here. I can't remember where this goes. Ah, no, right, that's the main road. Okay, let's go back this way. Okay, I spoke too soon. My camera crashed again just after turning around, so I've had to replace the battery. I've got a spare one in my pocket, and hopefully this will work. Just noticed this as well, there's a phone attached to that tree. It's an old Nokia, I can't remember what the model is, but one of those really common phones from about 15-20 years ago. A bit of a strange thing to see there. Okay, we're going to go up here now. Just gonna have a bit of a breather a minute. Okay, just had a bit of a breather there. That was quite a steep hill, so I edit that bit out. I think I know where I am again. So somewhere around here, I'm not sure exactly where, but I remember seeing the film crews set up around this section here. A few years ago, when I did a session, they were filming Harry Potter here. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but yeah, they had lots of trucks and things all down here, and some parts of the forest were cordoned off. Okay, let's try and run through the woods. And very close to here again, there's a few other things to show you. The second one is where they filmed the scene from Gladiator. And I've got two other locations where I've done some sessions with Julian. So if you ever watch Gladiator, there's a sequence, or there's a scene at the start where there's like a battle taking place in the woods. I think it's snowing in the film, which would be very unlikely here. It doesn't snow very often here. But I think it's the opening sequence. And it's on a kind of a hill. And they filmed that just over the bottom of this valley where we're going now. Excuse me. So yeah, I think they use these bits of the wood too. I don't know how they made it look like it was snowing. Maybe they use fake snow. But I've done a few hill sessions around here, so I think I know this part better than any other part. If you watch Gladiator again, I might even show a little screenshot of the movie or something. You should kind of recognise the landscape a little bit just down here. Yeah, so they used this valley here. Obviously it looks different now because, apart from the obvious fact that the set's not up here and it's been years since, the camera angles would have been different. But I think, you know, there's scenes of horses and things charging down these hills. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, in a sense. I mean, it's what Julian told me. But when I watched Gladiator after being told this, I could recognise it did look familiar. So I'm pretty confident that I'm correct, that this is where they filmed it, or filmed that sequence, that scene. But if you're watching this and you've made it this far, first of all, well done. I'm pretty impressed. And secondly, let me know in the comments if you do recognise it, if you've seen Gladiator and you can see what I mean, you know the bit I'm talking about. There we are. Okay, so let's go in here. There's another little bit in here where I've done it's a good session you can do in here. It's kind of a hill session. I've got to try and find it now. I think, so you can go up here, but I think it was up here. A lot of the sessions I do with Julian would either be sort of a fartlek, which would have covered a lot of the trails that I've already jogged on today, or hill sessions, which would be somewhere like here, or sort of a more of a speed session, which would actually be on the playing fields by his house. Okay, we've got to get up this hill now. Just going to jog up slowly. So I've actually not used this hill I'm going up now for a hill session, but there's a hill up here I'm pointing at now that I've used. There's also a hill back over that way, and the one back over that way I'll try and show you. That's a tough one because it's a bit like this, but it's sandy and slippery, so you take 2 steps up and go 1 step back. Okay, yeah, here we are. So the session, I'm just going to stop for a second. Excuse me. Yeah, so the session that we did here was we'd start over here where that path sort of disappears. Start there, run hard, start off at a nice strong pace along this bit here, across here, down ever so slightly for just a few seconds. As you can see, what's coming up, nice, short, sharp, steep hill. We need to run hard up that. So you hit it, like you kind of punch into it, and you go hard, and you don't slow down, you keep the same speed. So obviously we were just going quite fast along there, and you get to this. So frustratingly, my camera crashed again, and I've had to reset it. So anyway, I got to the top of this little hill here, and then we'd carry on along here hard, so you wouldn't ease off at all. In fact, if anything, you'd speed up. So you just keep it hard along here, hard and fast. So you're already quite out of breath from the little hill back there. Jingle bells, jingle bells. So yeah, it's quite a long stretch actually. This is quite a good session. One of the benefits of this session is it's really good for cross-country training. So in England, when you do cross-country races, proper ones, the ones where you wear spikes, you tend to have lots of little hills and things. So it's good to have places like this to train. So you keep it hard and fast all the way. I'll show you that view. I'm going to come back in a second. I'll show you that view. Hard and fast. Then you get to the end, and just when you think it's all over and you finished your rep, you just jog down this hill here, turn around and sprint back up again. So there's a nice little sting in the tail there. So we go back over just quickly. It's a nice view there. Let's have a look at this view. I've got to admit, it does look a lot nicer in real life than it does in video, I'm afraid, but still nice. I'm hoping if I can get fit to do some more cross-country races. I haven't done any for a couple of years. In fact, I think it's been probably a good 3 to 4 years since I last did a cross-country race. And one of the highlights of the cross-country season, especially during Julian's time, was, or is, the National Cross Country Championships. I think they still ran last year, I can't remember, but they should be happening this year. I'm going to go to the right just quickly, just to show you another place where I do a hill session, and then we'll come back. But excuse me. Years ago, the National Cross Country was anybody who's anybody would turn up. If you won that, you know, it was quite a prestigious thing to win. Not quite so much now, although you still get some phenomenal athletes. But you don't get people like Mo Farah to turn up. But it's a great event. You get, I think this year, or next year, it's going to be in Parliament Hill in London. I've done it twice there before. It's quite a nice one. It's 2 laps of 6k through basically thick mud. And, excuse me. the start is quite spectacular. So the races are split into gender. So you've got Asian gender, you've got under 13s, under 15s, under 17s, under 20s. I think you might also have an under 23 category as well. And that's split into male and female. Then you've got senior female and senior male. And the men's race is, you're looking at about 2,000 men, all stood about 4 or 5 deep on a start line. It's about 200 metres wide. And when the gun goes, 2,000 men just go charging towards, well, in Parliament Hill, it's actually a hill, and it narrows down like a funnel. And it's quite amazing to watch, and it's also quite amazing to be part of. So I would like to do that this year if I can. So this hill here, just going to stop for a bit. You can see how sandy it is. This is another place we do a hill session. We would start a bit further over here and run. Again, it's good to do when you do hill sessions. It's good to include a bit of flat at the start and end. So you'd run along for a little while, probably about 100 meters along fast, attack this, get into it and just fight your way up to the top. It's actually not quite as sandy as it used to be. You get to the top and we would jog through the woods that we jogged through earlier as a recovery. Probably do about something like 8 to 10 of those if you're fit. If not, maybe 6. Let's go back then. But the thing about that particular cross-country race, national cross-country in Parliament Hill, I see Julian, even though his times nowadays don't stand out too much, in his day he was a phenomenal runner. I think underrated really. He unfortunately missed out on 2 Olympic Games because of injury, but he took on world record holders, and actually one of his best races was when he won the National Cross Country Championships, and it was in Parliament Hill, and this was when it was actually, instead of being 12k, it was closer to 15 or 16k, and he'd been having problems with his foot beforehand, but he was rested and he turned up, and from the gun he led the race, and not only did he win, but he won by a margin of close to 2 minutes. He was just flying that day. And this was against people like Steve Jones, who the following year broke the world record for the marathon, and he beat him by about 2 minutes. So, to give you an idea of his calibre, he was a fantastic runner. And he was a great triathlete too. I think he still does triathlon, I'm not sure. But yeah. He's a really nice guy too. There's a picture of him actually winning, not winning, but leading that cross-country race. I've had it to the video. I'll overlay it on so you can see. Anyway, that's we're pretty much at the end of this run now. We're just going to go down this hill and we've basically finished. Pretty much back at the car. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you found it relaxing. Maybe even you used it to run on the treadmill. Let me know if you did like it, and let me know if you found it relaxing, if you found it useful in some way, or you just enjoyed being out in these woods. It's not the most beautiful of days. Fortunately, it's cast over and it is winter. I think if it was sunny it would look quite beautiful. Most of the time, in fact, almost every time I come here it's been sunny. So this is actually unusual. Anyway, I'm going to finish here, or should we go through here? Let's go through here. Let's do a little bit more. Bit of bonus. There you are then, a bit of bonus footage. You've all been so good watching. Well, if you have watched it here, then you have been amazing to actually stick with me for this long. So I'm just gonna run along this trail here a little bit more, and then we'll finish it. I think this will do a circle. So we were just up there a minute ago. So I'm definitely going to end the video here now. There we go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.